Well, so here comes the deep dive opinion and review on this IYV. Looks pretty cool sitting there, huh? Yep, it's the IYV. I always get that wrong, or Ivy. It's not Ivy, it's IYV. IND-126. I think it's in Vietnam. Yeah, that's right. I like the guitar. I think you're better off getting the Epiphone if you're going to have one. But this guitar has good bones, and it's if you want to modify, if you like to modify and work on guitars, it does have great bones. It is pro level now. Out of the box, it is not. So let's look at this closer. Why say it's not pro level? Somebody asked me if a pro could live with this guitar. No. Basically because the original tuners have way too much lash. So I replaced them, but I didn't replace them with fancy tuners. I just got the Geiger locking tuners. They're decent. They don't have any lash in them, so it will hold tune. I wasn't going to replace them, but then after I filed the nuts and got the nuts and the action set and slick where I like it, it still wouldn't hold tune. And these tuners are so close together, it makes a pain in the butt, because on 12 strings, you're constantly tuning. You need decent tuners. Those headstocks look cool. Both necks have scarf joints. They say it's mahogany wood. I'm not sure if it really is mahogany wood, but man, it's a beast. It weighs 12.8 pounds for sure. On the necks here, they're shelf joints, which is not all that great, but the guitar is stable and the necks are straight as an arrow, so they hold shape pretty good. I bought this guitar in the winter. It's hot as hell in the summer now, and I'm not having any tuning issues with it now. There's a lot of fit and finish goobers on it. It's got these black specks in here. You could probably wet sand those out, but I'm not going to spend the time doing that. It's probably, let's look at the back. I didn't even look. I think it's a two-piece body. Yeah, there it is. See that run right here? When they stained it, they just let it run and then put poly on it, I would guess. The pickup cavity cover, this plastic cover was a little too big. It was hard to get out, so I sanded it down to make it easier to get out. I still have my low-tack tape on there showing me how I wired it. So the tuners are different and the pickups are different. The original pickups aren't bad per se. You could probably leave them in there and just get away with replacing tuners and doing a decent setup, but this guitar is a keeper, so I put pickups in it that I like. These are Tone Rider Alnico 4s that I have coil tapped, and I can flip phase because I swapped the pots. That's what is that? Oh, that's coil tap. I can make either of those hums a single, and this one, the tone pot, is a phase flip for the bridge humbucker. These are Seymour Duncan Saturday Night Specials, which are just, you know, little hotter PAFs, but I like those. Odd thing on it is the string bar on the back has 13 holes in it instead of 12, which makes the string spacing look weird here. Now, it doesn't matter at all, you know, once you get past the bridge saddles, it doesn't matter at all, but why are there 13 holes here instead of 12? So I did move the low E's over, and it looked even more crooked. So in summary, that was kind of the confusing rundown. This guitar has great bones, so if you want to modify the guitar, you can make it a pro instrument, but it's going to take some work. The wood is decent and the necks are great. We'll see over time how strong the fret wire is, but I love how it plays, and it does have chunkier, more C-style shape than the Epiphones. The Epiphones have D-style necks, which I don't like. Would I do this again? Yes, only because I like how this body shape looks better than the Epiphone. But if you were gonna buy a 12.6, I would buy the Epiphone, and then the only thing you have to do is upgrade the pickups, and you probably don't even need to do that. Long story short, I did cover a song, and I hope YouTube lets me play it. Use this Vox amp, well, Vox speaker cabinet, and I drove the cabinet with that Black Star Artisan 30 head. mic'd with a SM57 and a Studio Electronics ribbon mic. I did, I think, a pretty good job on the drums, and then I actually recorded the mix in the room to get the Led Zeppelin Verby sound. It's not identical. You'll see, it sounds pretty convincing. Well, after playing this for a while, I didn't like the pickups that great, and the tuners aren't that great. Normally when I get a new guitar, I'll just futz around till I find a tone that inspires me, or whatever, that sounds similar to a cover I know. I'm set up through a Vox AC30 here, and a pedal board on the floor, but I'm basically just using it for a tuner. I might do some tweaking, but I'll let you know when I do that. So anyway, let's start on the fun part, the 12 string on the top. Pretty good, we're in tune. So it's the humbucker on the top neck. What's that sound like? So I'm going to replace the pickups and the tuners, and while I was doing that, I broke one of them. You can see here, they use the giant 10mm holes, and one of the problems here is the 12-string tuning keys on the inside are pretty close to the 6-string tuning keys. So I bought vintage tuning keys where the shafts are shorter. Okay, that's the humbucker. Let's go for the middle. I like that a little better. Here's the neck. I don't like that, it's too muddy. The neck humbucker is too muddy. I like the middle. But the bridge definitely has got the Jimmy Page vibe. It's got that real nasal quality, so that's why I coil tapped it. So now here's the humbucker, I'm going to coil tap it. Wow, that's thin, but jangly. So now both are coil tapped. Here's the middle. Nice. And while I was unstringing this, I was using that this speed bit with a drill, and I actually broke one of them. They use this Marvel brand tuner. The tuners are the same on both sides, but the 12-string side uses the oval buttons, and the 6-string side uses these keystone tombstone buttons. Now here's just the neck coil tapped. The neck's good, single too. All three of the single coil positions are good. So now for the trick. Here's the middle of the humbuckers. And then I'm going to phase flip the back one. I know, that's pretty... That worked good in a recording, but man, there's a lot of high mids. Let's try that with the single coils. So here's the middle of the single coils. Now we're gonna phase flip one of them. Wow! It's all bright. You should have this black shaft sticking out. And you can see this one just snapped off. So I ordered some Geiger locking tuners. And well, while I'm waiting on those, I might as well level the frets. This side is done. It's baby smooth. Very nice. This side, well, you probably can't tell in the video, but I got these dead straight, and these, they're pretty straight from the factory, but I'm down this far and I'm waiting. I might as well get it perfect. All right. So now we're back into, oh, cool. So I'm on the bottom neck now. The top neck, see? Nothing from the top neck, bottom neck, totally SG. Oh, that's bizarre. Huh. So, the guitar is resonating. I've got the bottom strings muted, but it's still picking the sound up. Just a little bit. How about the other way around? Even more. Let that be a lesson to you. People say wood doesn't matter. It does matter. Now, not a whole lot. Granted, that's not very loud in reference to this. But it matters. So, what's that sound like to me? I know. First step, I'm going to get those nuts straightened out because the action is too low and the nuts look like they were filed by Fred Flintstone. Or think of some other ancient character with horrible tools. Here's the 12-string nut. You can see how poorly it's filed and how the lacquer comes up here. I know, it's a budget guitar. Quit picking a budget guitar apart. People get on me for doing that. But I'm just, I'm going to get this guitar in awesome shape, and I'm just showing you how I'm going to do it. So there's the nut pulled, filed it, sanded it so it looks better. And then you can see a little piece of mahogany I have that I use as a shim. I cleaned out the nut slot, filed it down, and I'm going to glue this shim in just to give me another, 16 thousandths of room to adjust. So I'll raise the action up. But I will glue this piece of mahogany down, just so the glue sinks into the wood here, and, it will help with sustain because this is not a solid nut. It's a hollow core nut. But, yep, I'll glue it and clamp it. Oh, God, do I know the solo to that? Okay, we're on the bottom neck, so this is just normal SG. That's bridge. Middle. Neck. Okay, I'm going to put some distortion in. Cool. Okay, now I'm going to dive into this wiring nightmare. So, it appears there's one gray and one black wire for each neck. So the pickups, let's say for example, let's take this black wire. Ground comes to here and the hot comes to here. So that would mean this has to be the other pickup, is that correct? Yes, that's the gray wire. So you're picking either this one or this one, which takes off and goes to the green wire, and the green wire lands on either, where'd the green wire go? There it is. The green wire lands here. So you're going to either pick this set of pickups or this set of pickups when you're in the down position, which means that the other two pickups, let's say for the 12 string, come here. You pick one of those two, they land here. So you're picking the 12 string neck here or the 6 string neck here. That's cool. And then the gray wire comes over to the tone pot. Yep, that's the hot, which then jumpers over to the volume pot, which then goes to the output jack. Yep. So I'm going to solder this slowly so that I can figure out what wire goes to what pickup. Huh. Well, it appears these pickups use the copper base plates instead of nickel, which might confirm why I don't like them. For the 6 string neck, that's the humbucker. This must be the humbucker for the 12 string neck. And then, obviously the grays are for the 6 string neck and the 12 string neck. I need to think of a new terminology, because let's say lower neck, upper neck. Lower, upper, neck, bridge, neck, bridge. So upper neck, upper bridge, lower neck, lower bridge. And then I'm going to document that on the wiring diagram. Okay, I'll show you in a second. Creamy. These are Saturday night specials in the 6 string, and they're, what the hell, tone riders, Alnico 4s up here, and I got those because I can coil tap them. So, how different? Pretty close. So how about the next? Really close. Okay, I put a piece of non-stick tape on here so that I could let myself know, you know, looking at the guitar backwards. So this 3-way switch here is this 3-way switch. I called that the upper neck, UN. This pole is the bridge pickup. This pole is the neck pickup, which makes, obviously, this is the lower neck, bridge and neck. This is the neck selector. Oh, I forgot to mark. I need to mark which one is upper and which one's lower. I'm going to do that next. Anyway, I'm going to get all the pickups out first. Back to the 12. Here's the other bizarre thing. Why would you put this switch here is to pick this neck or this neck, but it has the middle position. So that makes sense. This is the upper neck. This is the upper neck pickup. Wire goes, routes underneath here, comes out here, boom, into the cavity. Obviously that's the lower neck, gray, bridge black, and I've got the other one out. And we've got a bridge ground here, and I think it comes up here too, but I'll check continuity. But yeah, that's how it lays out. I don't know if that's conductive paint, probably is, but I'm going to put some of my shielding tape in it while I got it down this far. I don't know what we'd ever do with that. Anyway, what position did I like the best? I'd probably use that more than anything because it's jangly. So that's the single coil in the bridge. Let's check this Dan Electro. Cheap 12 string. A lot of people like them. Let's see. That's the middle position. Here's just the bridge single. Cleaner, I like it. But if that guitar can do this tone, I'm going to sell this and keep that one. Pretty damn close. It's brighter and doesn't have that hollow woody sound that the Dan Electro has. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the Dan Electro only because I like all three coil tapped positions. And then I don't like that. That's neck. I don't like that either. That's the middle of the hums. And this is the bridge hum. A lot of mid-range. That's Jimmy Page. Well, that conductive paint wasn't, it was semi-conductive. Anyway, I'm grounded to the output jack. And I've put the shielding, so ground, 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 ground. So that the blue ground wire was grounded to this lug and to this lug, which, you know, it'll conduct through the strings and the bridge and stuff. So we're all grounded now. We got a good Faraday cage. Gosh. What else? Oh, the tuners, they turned out being good. They're Geiger tuners. It's holding tune pretty well. I've got it set up very well too. I've got one hanger on the G string that I need to file down a little bit more, but well, after quite a lot of profanities, I never thought I could say such vicious stuff. I've got the wiring done and it's ohmed out and tested through the amp. What I've got is Tone Rider PAF4s for the upper neck or the 12 string. When those come through, they're coil tapped here on this push-pull pot, so I can coil tap the neck and the bridge. The hot from the neck lands here, but the hot from the bridge lands here, and I'm doing a phase flip on it. So we can phase flip it, and it comes and lands here. And then, of course, it takes off to the select neck switch. This will be cool because I can play both humbuckers in all three positions. I can play the humbuckers out of phase. I can play both coil tapped humbuckers, so there's a single in the neck and the bridge. And I can flip the phase of the bridge pickup so that we can get a Strat position 2 or 4 tone. And then I got a 22 picofarad, not pico, nanofarad. 22 nanofarad, which is 0.022 microfarad treble bleed cap, or, you know, just a tone cap. Everything works, so I can get, what, 1, 2, 3 different sounds out of the 6 string, and I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different sounds out of the 12 string position. So I'm going to have to make a label. I'll stick it on the back here to remind me how this damn thing's wired. The whole idea is I want a normal SG on the bottom, but I want a super versatile 12 string on the top. So I'm hoping in the single coil out of phase position, it'll give me a really, really jangly bright tone. We'll see. Yeah, for a cheap, see, I got $292 in the guitar. The original pickups aren't great. They're not horrible bad, but I didn't like them. So for $292, I've got 100 in tuners. That's $392. Another 100 in pickups on the top. That's $492. And then these are Seymour Duncans. That would take this guitar up to about $692. So $700 with upgrades. And I think the Epiphone's probably $1,000 maybe. So is this a good alternative to the Epiphone? A little bit cheaper, and if you want to screw around and customize it, yeah, maybe. But I think the Epiphone's a better deal. Probably better made. However, this does look cooler, I think. So now, both are coil tapped. Here's the middle. Nice. I like that. So 2 thumbs up. I like it. I'm glad I bought this guitar. It's completely unreasonable, but who knows? Maybe Jimmy Page will say, hey, come sit in with me. Yeah, that's another thing that ain't never going to happen. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.